Story begins in a tattoo parlor, where an old man is tattooing a gangster's shoulder. Suddenly, a henchman hands the gangster an envelope from which a black grain of sand falls out. The thugs have no idea what it means, but the old man freezes when he sees it. He tells them the black sand means the world's most dangerous ninjas are coming. Years ago, he had a run-in with these warriors and knows how ruthless they are. He then shows them a decades-old scar on his chest. His heart is actually on the right side of his body, which is how he survived the ninja's attack all those years ago. Suddenly, a man's head is severed from his body, and a wave of fear sweeps through the room. A wire drops from the ceiling and pulls another man up. When he comes back down, his body is in pieces. These ninjas always attack from the shadows, and in a single moment, they turn the place into a river of blood. When everyone is dead, the ninjas emerge from the darkness. After this, we're told the story of Japan's Ozunu clan. They are a clan of ferocious ninjas led by Lord Ozunu. They gather children from all over the world and, after rigorous training, turn them into ninjas. The world's most powerful people know about these ninjas, but the general public has no clue. Anyone can pay them 100 kilos of gold to assassinate someone. The Ozunu clan has been working in the shadows for centuries. It's said they were behind the deaths of the Russian president and the Prime Minister of Japan. One day, they bring a small boy to the academy. His parents had abandoned him, so Ozunu takes him in. Ozunu secretly believes this boy will one day become the clan's leader. Because of this, his training is exceptionally strict. By the age of 10, his body is covered in scars from the punishments he received for making mistakes. According to them, a ninja should always be hidden, so Raizo is forced to walk on a wooden floor. If he makes the slightest sound, Ozunu brutally hits his feet. At night, he can't sleep because of the pain. But a girl named Kiriko comes and applies ointment to his wounds. She is also a ninja in training. Everyone is taught to cast out all emotions, but Kiriko is different. She believes killing people is wrong. As time passes, Raizo and Kiriko grow older, but they don't speak much. They only watch each other from a distance. Raizo becomes the Ozunu clan's most capable ninja, but he loses a fight against his senior, Takeshi, who cheated. Instead of saving him, Ozunu calls Raizo weak and publicly humiliates him. He strikes Raizo's stomach with his fingers, and Raizo writhes in pain. The next morning, Ozunu sees that Raizo is ready to train again, and is pleased with his dedication. Soon, Raizo can defeat all of his opponents with his eyes closed. But Kiriko still hates the killing. Raizo often tells her that if Ozunu finds out, he will pull out her heart. Kiriko then tells him, "My heart is with you, so how can anyone take it?" One day, Kiriko is given the task of killing someone with a knife. When she can't do it, Ozunu slashes her face with a knife and locks her in a cage. At night, Raizo secretly visits her and gives her water. A few days later, Kiriko scales the wall and escapes. She asks Raizo to come with her, but Raizo remains loyal to Ozunu. She eventually gets away, but now she is sentenced to death. Takeshi kills her in front of everyone by striking her heart. Something dies inside Raizo that day, but he stays with Ozunu anyway. A few years later in Berlin, a woman named Mika finds some evidence of the ninjas. She takes the evidence to her boss, Maslow, but he refuses to believe that such ninjas exist, claiming that only the most powerful people know about them. Mika then shows him proof that ninjas are involved in the movement of large sums of money and the deaths of several politicians. Maslow decides to investigate further. They find out that a spy named Sabaton had also collected such evidence, but was soon fired and later murdered. Meanwhile, Raizo is in Berlin for a special mission. He is alone in a deserted house and trains hard every morning. One day, he goes to a laundromat, where he sees a woman and immediately realizes she's a ninja. They attack each other, and a fierce battle begins. A little later, we see that Raizo has stuffed the woman into a washing machine and left. Mika goes to meet the wife of the spy who was murdered for getting too close to the truth. The woman tells her that although her husband was a brave man, he was so scared after the incident that he put 2 locks on every door and window. There was a light in every corner of the house, so no ninja could hide in the shadows. But on the night they came, the lights turned off by themselves. The next day, An officer comes to Mika's office and tells her to stop thinking about things that are not part of her job. That night, Mika returns home, but the entire street is without power. She goes inside anyway, and a ninja attacks her. Surprisingly, another ninja saves her and kills all the assassins. This is none other than Raizo. We learn that before this, on his mission, Raizo had taken out all his anger and brutally murdered his target. After the mission, he meets with the other ninjas on a rooftop. Lord Ozunu tells Raizo how proud he is of him. But suddenly, Raizo attacks Ozunu, slashing his face and eye. The other ninjas, for attacking their leader, severely wound Raizo and throw him off the roof. Luckily, Raizo lands in the water and survives. Since that day, Raizo has been working against the ninjas and has foiled all their missions. He saved Mika's life for the same reason. After this, they both go to a hotel and change clothes, as ninjas can find people by their unique body heat. Mika tells Raizo she is with him, but Maslow has been ordered to capture Raizo. He knows that Raizo is not a bad guy, but he has to follow orders. So when Maslow goes to meet Mika and Raizo, the police arrest him. He is then chained up and imprisoned in a deserted jail. When Mika finds out that Maslow is also involved, she goes to talk to him, but he refuses to release Raizo, saying he is safest from the ninjas in jail. That night, Mika goes to give Raizo water, but he tells her the ninjas will be here at any moment. Mika tries to warn Maslow, but it's too late. The lights go out, and ninjas emerge from the darkness. Even the fearless soldiers and their weapons are no match for these dangerous warriors. Mika opens Raizo's chains and sets him free. He tells Mika to run away and starts fighting the ninjas. Raizo is the clan's best ninja, but dealing with so many at once is a struggle. Finally, Raizo and Takeshi end up fighting on the street. Takeshi is about to finish off Raizo with his sword when Mika rams him from behind with her car. She then takes the severely wounded Raizo back to the hotel. Although Raizo is badly hurt, he refuses to see a doctor. Mika sits next to the unconscious Raizo and thanks him for saving her life. She then takes out a tracking device so Maslow can find her location. But before the police arrive, the ninjas show up and take Raizo. When the police get there, only Mika is left. She tells them the ninjas took Raizo 10 minutes ago. Meanwhile, Raizo is brought before Lord Ozunu. Ozunu gives him one last chance to apologize, but Raizo says, "I will not bow down." This makes Ozunu furious. Just a few years ago, he thought this boy would one day become the leader of the entire clan. He makes Raizo stand in Kiriko's place and savagely attacks him with his fingers. Usually, one of Ozunu's blows would be enough to kill someone. But Raizo only spits up blood, and with it, the tracking device comes out. At that moment, Mika and the entire police force attack, causing chaos. Many ninjas are killed in the explosions. In the bloody battle, many people from both sides die. Raizo is surrounded by Takeshi and his men, but he fights them off, one by one, and defeats them. Raizo and Takeshi face off, putting their entire strength into the fight. In the end, Raizo wins and cuts off a part of Takeshi's body. Now it's time for Ozunu. Raizo finds him sitting calmly in a room, while explosions rock the outside. Ozunu suddenly vanishes and reappears from the shadows behind Raizo. With a single blow, he sends Raizo flying. They both draw their swords, ready to kill each other. Ozunu once again gives him a chance to apologize and tells him he is his father, that he brought him here and raised him since he was a child. But Raizo responds that he is no one's son and will only take his first breath of freedom after he kills Ozunu. He lunges at Ozunu, but the master vanishes again. Just then, Mika arrives to help Raizo. Ozunu seizes the opportunity and stabs Mika through the chest from behind. Seeing this, Raizo remembers how these monsters killed his childhood love, Kiriko. Filled with rage, Raizo slices Ozunu into 3 pieces with a single swing of his sword. Raizo carries Mika outside, where doctors examine her. They discover that Mika's heart is actually on the right side of her body, so she will survive. Finally, Raizo breaks a wall of the academy and does what Kiriko wanted him to do. He leaves the place, with Kiriko's memory in his heart. With that, this beautiful love story comes to an end. So, friends, how did you like this video? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to like. Let's meet in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.